guys! So yes, I am here for yet another book outlet haul because I have, I know I always say I have no self-control, but I literally have, zero self-control. So as of right now, I am proclaiming a kind of book buying ban, at least until the Black Friday sales on Book Outlet, because all I've heard about is how amazing those are, and I have a feeling I will not be able to stay off that site. So, without further ado, I have this many. I have that many. These are heavy. Yeah, I have two more. And the only reason I actually placed two separate orders is because I had two of those bookmarky $5 off coupon things sent in my last two orders. So I would have placed this all together, but I kind of want to use both of those. You know, getting into that extreme couponing that is oh so trendy right now. So let's just go ahead and get into the first box. I have not even opened this one yet. This is a lot of self-control on my part. So, paper. More paper. Packing slip. Oh man, look at me go. I forgot all about these books and I'm really excited. So, the first book that I have to show you is Cruel Beauty by Rosamund Hodge. That is the coolest name. That doesn't even sound like a real name. Is that a pen name? Because that's a really sweet name. So I've heard mixed things about this book. I do believe it's a retelling of Beauty and the Beast, but any reviews that I've read say that it's either really hard to get into or really hard to read. However the writing style is kind of difficult to adapt to. I don't really know much more beyond that, except I really like the cover, and the sequel came out and it also has a beautiful cover, so I kind of wanted to pick this up when I saw it for fairly cheap. The next book that I picked up is called Guy in Real Life by Steve Brezanoff. Brezanoff? Yeah, I should stop trying to say last names in videos. I'm pretty glad that I got this because I feel like this is going to be fairly relatable. I've never actually heard anything about it except I love the cover, which is why I clicked on it, but as far as I know, it's about two people, a guy and a girl, who randomly meet on the street who happen to play the same, I believe, Mamorpica? I don't know. Wow, it actually has Nova Rensuma blurbed on the back. That'll make me read this. This just sounds great. I like the spine, it's just really cute. I like the pixelated artwork. This is just right up my alley, so I'm hoping this is going to be kind of up there with Ready Player One as far as nerdy books go. This book is the book that made me place the order in the first place, and that is Dream a Little Dream by Kirsten Gier. I have not read the Ruby Red trilogy, which I believe she wrote, correct me if I'm wrong, but everyone was really, really pumped for this to come out, and this is a new release. I get really excited when Book Outlet has really new releases on it for really cheap. This book is still probably $20 in the store. But I got it for $3 or something, and it's hardcover, but it's a beautiful cover. I'm gonna guess it's another fairy tale retelling. I'm not sure, but I like her books because they're skinny. They're not necessarily super tall, but they're just thin. I don't know. I feel like her books are just really pretty. So I wanted to grab this. It looks cool. I like that the synopsis on the back is shaped like the keyhole, like the cover. I don't know. I just am really excited to have this book. The next book that I picked up is called Illusion by Claudia Gable and Cheryl Clam. I don't actually know anything about this book. It's blurbed by Sophie Jordan on the back, so that's cool. I like Sophie Jordan. She wrote the Firelight trilogy. But I'm not sure if this is a sequel, because it says something on the back about the escape. So that might be, I don't know. But I mainly just really, really liked this cover. That's what drew me to it, and it just kind of sounds like a virtual reality type world. It mentions apps and wristwatches and programming, and based on the cover, it kind of looks like a virtual reality that people can live in. So I'm assuming it's going to be kind of dystopian, kind of futuristic. I don't really know. It just looked really appealing to me, and I just really, really liked the cover, so I picked it up. The next book that I picked up is Say What You Will by Cami McGovern. I've never read anything by hers. I know a lot of people who read her books are kind of diehard fans. As far as I know, this is a contemporary. I just really like the typography on the cover and the back, like the blurb is just really cool looking. But from what I can gather, it just pretty much seems like kind of high schoolish age, teenagers, two people, a guy and a girl, obviously, because, you know, that's how YA works. A guy pretty much tells a girl like it is, what he thinks of her, and apparently she really needed that at her point in life, so they form a friendship based off that. That's a very vague description. I apologize if that's not even close to what the book is about, but that's kind of what I gathered from the synopsis. But I'm pretty excited to pick this up and try it. I just really liked how it looked. I've heard good stuff about it, so I grabbed it when I saw it. Now, I am really late to this bandwagon that I'm hopping on because this is a last year release, but I never got it last year, so I figured I would get it for this coming season. And that is My True Love Gave to Me by a whole slew of authors, all of which I love. They're all famous YA authors. These, as far as I know, are just, it's a whole bunch of short stories written by really big YA authors that's kind of based around the holiday times and winter times. It says 12 holiday stories. So I kind of wanted to grab this because we're starting to move into the winter months and everybody raved about this last year, so I figured I would grab it and read a couple stories here and there when I'm feeling in the Christmas mood. So I grabbed this when I saw it. Okay, on to box number 2. First book in this box is The Retribution of Mara Dyer by Michelle Hadkin. I still have not read this trilogy, but I now own all 3 of them. So I can just kind of marathon through it. That's pretty much why I picked up a bunch of the books that are in this haul, is just a kind of complete trilogy that I've been like steadily collecting over time. The next book that I picked up is called Blue Notes by Carrie Lofty. It says award-winning author, so I mean, that's usually good news. This just looked like a really cute contemporary read, and whenever I find these for fairly cheap that actually look like it might be a good read versus a really, really cheesy read, I grab them just because these are always good for reading slumps. If you are in the middle of the worst reading slump, you can pick up kind of a new adult contemporary read and just fly right through it to get yourself back into the rhythm of reading. So that's what this is. It is blurbed by Jennifer Armentrout. That's pretty exciting. Good job, me. Pat on the back. That just made this go up in my book, so cool. Good job. The next book that I grabbed is The Final Descent by Rick Yancey. This is the 4th and final book in the Monstrumologist series, and it is in the new cover, which I have been kind of grabbing when I find them in hardcover so that they all match. I still need to find the hardcover version of the new version of the Monstrumologist, so I'm gonna have a hard time giving up the copy that I have because I have the original copy, but I think this is going to be the time of the year that I'm going to get into this. This is prime monster book reading time, so I might just marathon through these in the next month or so. So we'll see if that actually happens, but I at least have all 4 of them now so that I can do that. I also picked up Steadfast by Claudia Gray. This is the sequel to Spellcaster, which I actually just got from Book Outlet, like my last haul, I think. I love Claudia Gray's writing. I loved her Evernight series back when I was a teenager, and this obviously is a witch story, as far as I can tell. I'm guessing that from the whole Spellcaster and the, like, starry girl on the cover. So this is a sequel, so I'm not really going to read the synopsis to avoid spoilers, but now I have 2 of them, as maybe that's all that's out right now, but I have them to read now, so I'm pretty excited for that. The next book I picked up has been continually recommended to me on multiple sites, and it's won many awards, and I started seeing people also buying it, but that is Far, Far Away by Tom McNeill. I don't know, I kept looking at it and kept not getting it, and then I just ended up getting it because it was like 99 cents or something like that for the hardcover, but it just sounds kind of intriguing. The reviews are mixed on Goodreads. It seems kind of like a supernatural haunting story. That's what I can get from the reviews. And a lot of people have mixed feelings about the writing. I think the writing is kind of hard to get into because it's very strange. That's kind of appealing to me. Usually when I see reviews of books that are hard to read or people just couldn't get into the style, that's more appealing to me because that generally means it's going to be different from everything that I've read. So I figured I would give this a go, finally. I just finally grabbed it. The next book is also kind of random. It's not in the whole YA genre that I'm generally sticking with, but it's called Just Checking. And this is by Emily Colas, and it says right on the cover, "Scenes from the life of an obsessive compulsive." I believe this just kind of is a self-telling. I don't know if it's necessarily the author, but it's all very short blurbs that this girl obviously experiences OCD. The whole OCD thing has always really intrigued me. I always pick up books about it. I don't know why, but it's always very interesting to me. So I saw this and just kind of grabbed it on a whim just to see what it was like, but it's very short, so I should probably be able to read this in like one sitting. The next book that I picked up is Trouble by Nan Pratt. I had actually never heard of this, but the more I looked into it, the better and better it sounded. This is, as far as I know, about a girl who is pregnant in high school and hiding it from everybody and just kind of reveals the truth to this random guy that she doesn't know too well. And I believe he takes on the role as playing the father to kind of take the blame off of her, and I don't know whoever the actual father is. And it's supposed to just be their story of growing together as friends, possibly more than that. I'm assuming more than that. But it just kind of sounded like a feel-good type story, and all of the reviews were really, really good on it, so I grabbed it. This next book I am so excited that I found because I've been wanting to buy it, but I just haven't wanted to spend the money on it because I've already read it, and I have a hard time buying books that I've already read when I can buy a book that I don't own yet. But that is The Walls Around Us by Nova Rensuma. This is the first Nova Rensuma book that I had read, and it blew me away. It is so far from the normal YA genre. It's just very dark and twisted, and it's like, it's told from multiple perspectives and multiple points of time, but it just turns into a very creepy, like, Japanese horror movie type book. And I just really wanted to own it, so I was really excited to find it on Book Outlet, so I grabbed this immediately. And this next book that I grabbed, I didn't get it for me, I got it for my boyfriend for Christmas eventually, but that is Ron Burgundy, Let Me Off at the Top. Anchorman is one of his favorite movies, it's one of my favorite movies, but I didn't know that there was a book out for this, and I just love that it's made to look like a really old 80s book, like everything about it, like the quality of the picture. It's just My Classy Life and Other Musings, according to Ron Burgundy, and I feel like you can't go wrong with this, so I grabbed it. I mean, he blurbed himself on the front saying, "I wrote a hell of a book," so I have a feeling this is going to be a great read. This next book that I grabbed, I'm so glad that I found it on there for really cheap. It was in one of their like blowout sales, but it's Virgin. I read this earlier this summer. If you look, I think at my July wrap up, it's either June or July, I believe, that I read this. This is one of the funniest books that I have ever read. I literally laughed out loud through this entire book. It's by Radhika Sangani. Yep, I probably should have just avoided the author name there. But this book is great. It's about a girl who just is determined to lose her virginity, and it pretty much doesn't hold anything back. It is as graphic as any girl's life can be. Anything that a girl will experience, sexually, not sexually, it's included in this. No holds barred, so it's great. I loved it, so I grabbed it just so that I could give it to my friends to read because it's great. I feel like everybody should read this book. And finally, the last book that I got is Amy and Roger's Epic Detour by Morgan Matson, and this book has been out for quite some time. Everybody loves it. It's one of those contemporaries that everybody raves about, and I've never read it. And I saw it on there, so I was like, yep, time to get it. So this may be saved for a reading slump time or next summertime when I'm more in like a contemporary mood, but I'm just really glad to have found it because I've heard nothing but good stuff about it. It just seems like a really cute, lovey-dovey story. So I grabbed it, and that is the end. That is it for now. I will have a teeny tiny book haul for the end of the month that I will probably film soon, but that's gonna be it for a while. I'm gonna say probably until Christmas, but knowing myself, we'll see how Black Friday goes because, as we can tell by this video and most of my recent videos, all I have done is buy books recently, so hopefully this will hold me over. Yeah. Yeesh. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.